Odegaard is still feeling pain on that ankle. And speaking of Martin Odegaard, introducing to you our FanFest hot takes of the week, right? The platform that rewards real fans like you. Yeah, make sure you sign up now. We've reviewed the game. Now it's time for the FanFest statement, Abby. And what a statement this is. Funnily enough, I actually tweeted this yesterday. And the statement is, Odegaard should not be Arsenal captain. I think it should be Declan Rice. But you don't agree with me, Rob.
He's a good captain. What's wrong with him being the captain? Because he's had some bad games, right? That guy never... I had this with some Arsenal fans the other day, right? Oh, Odegaard, this, Odegaard. Listen, he's having a bad time of it, right? He's player of the year last year and the year before for Arsenal, yeah? You don't just dump a man like that. He never hides. He never hides, this guy, right? And how does people know? It's easy to say, make this guy captain, make that guy captain, because maybe he looks more like a captain. But we don't know behind the scenes. I remember one time, it was when Granit Xhaka was captain, right? And I said to someone at Arsenal, I go, Granit Xhaka? Yeah, man. He goes, yeah,
good
Robbie.
Captain, man.
He goes, Robbie, listen. In that dressing room, the guy's almost like the manager. He's like I go, Xhaka though, but he said, I'm telling you. And then once he kind of got his form, you saw his leadership. Even though he'd been stripped to the captaincy that time, and you saw his leadership. He's also the captain of Switzerland as well. By the way, Martin Odegaard, also the captain of his country.
Yeah, but they never do anything.
They've got guys like Haaland. They could easily make him the captain. He's the big name. He's the big player. But why have they chosen Odegaard? There must be a reason. And we don't always see it. Not every captain's run round like, come on! Yeah! You know what I mean? Not every captain's like that.
He gives it the old...
So,
fans.
Yeah. So put that tifo down. Get it down.
Yeah. People will moan about that when it's not going well. They were moaning about that last year or the year before. To me, I'm cool with him being captain. I just want him to find his form.
Is there an argument?
Tell me that. If you're moaning about his form, fair enough.
Is there an argument?
If you're saying that maybe he should be dropped, fair enough. He's not on form. He was awful.
Well, if he's
the other
dropped,
night.
he ain't captain, is he?
No, but
you can be dropped. You're still the captain.
I listened to Kenya. I listened to Kenya's fan cam after the game, and
shout out Kenya.
Shout out Kenya. She's always doing the best fan cams.
Trust.
I think there is an argument that maybe he doesn't always show up in the big games or in the big moments, right?
This season, but he has in previous seasons.
But hold on, one sec. So, for example,
wait a minute.
Hold on, wait a minute. Like,
wait a minute.
For example, the other night, right, where he's not offering anything, and I understand the predicament of like taking him off or something, but at like 65, 70 odd minutes, like for me, that's an obvious choice. That then give Ranieri a shout, like put him on.
Fair enough.
Not 85. So, is it because he's captain that he's then is he undroppable, even though he's having
because he's come off in a lot of games this season. So because he's not been playing well, so he's come off in a lot of games, and we see a lot of captains of clubs. Captains don't even start games in some clubs. Mm-hmm. So I don't think that's. Sorry.
Tottenham had Hugo Lloris. He got dropped for a bit, didn't he? As captain.
No.
Fair enough.
Not that I remember.
Just made it up.
Just really made that up.
I think it's easy. It's like Bruno Fernandes, right? Everybody like last season, strip him of the captaincy, get rid of him. This, that.
Well, no.
Then you see him. Some
silly people in the media.
Yeah, not you. No, it weren't you.
That has a brain. So.
But there's a lot of fans, right? But you've seen him step up this season. Now all of a sudden, look,
people like AGT were saying
Bruno carries the fight. Blah blah blah. You know what I mean?
Said that in the past.
So to me, no. I've. If you're talking about him. His form and how he's playing, should he be dropped? That's a different argument. Taking the captaincy away, I have no problem with him being captain. I think he leads.
Who should be the captain?
He leads from the front.
Because I've seen it happen at my team. Obviously, like we ain't done anything. We've been poor, but in terms of just the enigma that is the captain, I've seen it happen at my team. If a player, like it happens with Bruno, that famous 7-0, he wanted to quit. I tell you what, he's a disgrace. I'm going first. That didn't happen. And first of all, you lot don't really he does everything. You know what I mean? I think at Arsenal, you'd be a little bit more comfortable because I think that Declan Rice is somebody who doesn't need the armband to lead. For me, like when I look at it, I don't think he needs that stamp of approval to get extra out of Declan Rice. The guy does everything.
Did you see what he said in his little huddle? They caught it up, lip reader, and you can see it clearly. He says, if we lose the ball, we die.
Yeah, he did.
Declan Rice said that.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. So there's leaders.
There's Gabriel
Magalhaes.
Everyone dead. Yeah.
Gabriel Magalhaes doesn't need that armband off Odegaard to show he's a big man in the dressing room.
Yeah.
Big man
You
in
need
the team.
captains all over the pitch.
So because Arsenal have that, I think it's what they need to be focusing on is actually forget stripping him of the captaincy and all that is, how are we going to get this guy doing what he's meant to do? Because last time I checked what his job description is, he ain't doing it. He's supposed to create. He's supposed to score.
Assist.
He's supposed to be the orchestrator. He's supposed to be the conductor. He's supposed
Fair
to
enough.
make things happen.
Yeah.
So firstly, yes, so if you're not doing that, how can you be the captain? But the first root cause of the thing is, bro, you're not doing your job. You're not doing your job. So yeah, do your job. So
Do your job.
for me, I'm comfortable with the fact that he's a captain. That's whatever, cool. But right now, this season especially, what's going on? Because it's almost looking like Declan Rice is better further forward. What's going on with Wanyeri in the 10? Can he play as a right 10? Whatever. Marino was bought as that when you get the striker. He
playing
drops
a lot
back into
better as
there.
well. I didn't think he was bad
So
the other
more,
night.
I'm looking at it more as if like, well, Odegaard actually, what's the future going to hold for you if Arsenal need to improve in this
What,
area?
what are you contributing?
Yeah,
to,
right. So he's got more to worry about than just the captaincy. He needs to
Absolutely.
worry about
So-
like being the guy he's meant to be.
Captain, please. Who have you got?
Leave it as it is for now.
Leave Odegaard. Yeah.
I would agree. I would say leave it as it is, but I do agree with you that I think Rice or Gabriel probably has that more of like a
Yeah,
captain.
and it's just known within the
Aura.
group. You can see it.
See, I would pick 3 captains before Odegaard. I'd go Rice, Gabriel, Saka, then Odegaard.
But you don't know. What is a good
That's
captain?
yeah, but
What-
maybe
what-
I don't know. That's
because
just my
it is a
opinion.
captain. A captain, right, is on the pitch, number one.
Don't know if Saka would.
But then there's
Saka
off the
for me.
pitch
He
stuff
wore
as
it
well.
the other night.
Do you know that?
Odegaard went off.
Isn't it? Isn't a captain? If you speak to a lot of ex-players, they say
What they
captain
do
does a
around
lot
the
of jobs
ground, yeah.
around the training
Sort of
ground.
tickets
the link
thing.
between the squad, how you communicate
Yeah.
between the squad and the manager, to be
Exactly.
able to go and fill that
Exactly.
gap.
And those are the things we don't see sometimes. And that's why sometimes when you speak to people who are around it, they'll say, nah, he's the leader. It's like even with us, right, as people, we know there's some people who are natural leaders, organisers, and there's other people, they're great guys, but you wouldn't let them lead something.
Why are you
like
looking
that.
at me? For?
I'm not looking at you. Expressions is a great guy, yeah? Expressions is a great guy. He wouldn't be my guy getting to lead something. And I'm just being honest.
What do you mean? Why
What do
not?
you mean?
No,
Lead what?
listen. Expressions is a great guy. Expressions is a.
What ex?
Listen, no. This is not digging. Expressions is a great guy. Expressions is an extremely talented guy. But I wouldn't say to Expressions, you're going to be the leader of this.
You're
He's gonna
organising the
retrieve
right
that. He's
Because-
gonna be watching this going, nah, I
But
see
is
you
this
on
true?
there, fam, telling
Yeah.
me how
Because-
I can't lead, fam.
listen,
you
because-
couldn't lead nothing, fam. What did you lead, fam? I can see, bro.
Come on, dog
Right,
fam.
Be careful because
For
he's gonna
starters,
be ready
right?
for you
He's gonna
now.
come
For
back.
starters,
You should have
right?
said this.
He'd be like Aubameyang because he'd be
Okay.
late every single time. Yeah, so straight away,
true,
you
that's
know what I
true.
mean? That's how those little things.
You got to see
I-
him
I know-
tomorrow for best of enemies.
Well, I'll tell him. He's always late.
Don't worry, I'll be coming.
He's
to
always
you.
late.
I'm sure this will be clipped up.
Right.
You know when they say put that in the change
Would I
room?
let KG lead?
Expressions, that's your
I
show,
did KG
Brett.
be bare jokes and that, right? So I don't know if
No, but I had an argument with him. Not argument, but we
see,
had, no. But in support of him because we were talking about.
maybe he could.
We were talking
yeah,
about
maybe
this
he could.
game today, but
He's
he was
shameless
just like,
captain,
yeah, listen, we're gonna beat that. And Owen was like, listen, we don't normally score away from home like that. Win, but he was like, listen, I can lead, I can galvanize people. You see what he did? You see?
Yeah,
the
no,
marches?
actually, yeah.
Feel him up. Man was on top of a bus stop, yeah, orchestrating the whole crew march to the embassy. Wasn't supposed to be doing it. Just there on a megaphone. He has this ability to make people go.
No,
Right,
but
we're walking this way.
Expressions has that ability as well. But I'm just saying, right? I say when it comes to the organisational part now,
I hear that.
I know that,
I hear that.
right?
You hear that?
Couldn't get to organised defence.
All right.
And I know he's going to cuss me, right? But,
Oh, he's gonna absolutely.
So that was our FanFest statement. Odegaard should not be
Ex-captain
Arsenal
phrase.
captain. Let us know what your opinion is to that one.